Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. BlueDragonFive here with a patriotic installment of Disney Debates, and just in time for the 4th of July, brought to you by Tiki Club 32. Today's questions consist of the following. Which Disney character best represents the American spirit? Best wartime Disney short? Which Disney attraction celebrates the American spirit best? And an extravaganza of speed-round questions galore.
Oh boy.
Alright, soldiers, grab your shields, wings, metal arms, and march down to the arena to the tune of the Star-Spangled Man with a plan. And remember, I'm with you till the end of the line. Let's greet our soldiers of fortune tonight, folks. What do you think? In this corner, he's as American as Harry Osborn's apple pie, waving a flag that's red, white, and indigo blue. It's Tiki!
Dragon, I must say, like 5 references to Captain America in the first 30 seconds. That must be a record. And also, I've got Steph Curry in the background. Who is more American than Steph Curry? God bless America. I'm here to break that tie with Gabby. I'm here to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezra, you're here too. Hi, Ezra.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead, Dragon.
I thought I was doing the introduction.
So go ahead.
In this corner, I'm sure you've heard of iron-willed women like Rosie the Riveter. Nothing compared to the vibranium will of this lady. Give it up for Gabby!
Hello. I didn't realize I had a...
Wow.
I didn't realize I sounded so wonderful.
You put Rosie the Riveter to shame.
Building one website at a time.
Right?
And in this corner, here's a guy with the right stuff, and in answer to Jack Nicholson, he can handle the truth. Ho, 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 in July, it's SandyClaws!
Hey, folks.
And helping me here on the sidelines, it's everyone's favorite Howling Commando, it's Jacob Weil.
Oh, I love the Cap references. All right.
What's up with Jack Nicholson, though? What do I have to do with Jack Nicholson?
You can't handle the truth. It's from...
You can't handle the truth!
What's that line from?
You good men.
Oh.
You good men.
Every time I think of Jack
You
Nicholson,
can
I
handle the
think
truth.
I don't... never mind. I don't get that.
All right.
Okay, Merry Independence Day, everyone. How are we this evening?
Fine. Merry
Like I said, I'm pumped. I'm pumped, as always.
I have the same question Gabby does. Merry Independence Day.
Exactly. Merry Independence Day.
Christmas in July, so I figured I kind of add a little bit of holly jolliness to, 4th of
I
July.
see.
Have a holly jolly Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a merry... And never mind.
Okay. Let's recap the rules for the folks. Everyone's feeling good tonight. Everyone's feeling pumped, right?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
All right. I'll just jump right into a little bit of recap of the rules this evening, and then we'll get things started. Okay, so very simple, folks. A little reminder to the folks out there playing the home game: 3 questions, 3 rounds. If everyone gets 1 point, or one person gets all 3 points, we go to the break glass in case of emergency option, which will lead to the which will qualify for the speed round, which will have everyone move on to the speed round. A lot of fun there, I'm sure. And here's how we're doing it this evening. How we're going round table and such. We do the. Bear in mind, keeping the honorifics up this evening. It's 4th of July, so it's a big day. In an honorable way, we're all going to go around and really proudly kind of just say the name or share what our pick is for each round. We're going to go around, then we'll go around again by giving an opening statement. A triumphant speech of why you chose your pick and why it's the best. Get all your nice things there, and like a little kind of addressing the nation type speech there. Then we'll move on to the Battle Royale segment. That is where we take it to the battlefield, fight it out. You take your shots. Think Saving Private Ryan. It's kill or be killed. Because it can all be over at any moment because we're not going to have any closing statements. It's going to be much again. Just really get your points in there. I can't stress that enough for this installment of Disney Debates because again, I'm going to really drop the hammer. Just to kind of get us moving along.
You want to put the hammer down?
Exactly. And I don't want anyone waiting in the corner of this. I'm going to get that out of the way right now. I don't want if anyone's just because I might just cut it any second if someone didn't get their points in. I'm afraid that might be curtains for them. Just giving you fair warning.
Okay.
At a time, and just to signify that my other little assistant here, my little red, white, and blue referee R2D2, when he makes this noise, that means I've heard enough, or ceasefire.
He is red, white,
Do you
and blue
understand?
anyways. I just realized that.
He is, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes, indeed.
What?
R2D2 is red, white, and blue. Yeah, he has the little red like control panel thing.
Yeah. He's
Whatever
got
it is.
buttons, yo.
He's got a little red button on him. It's
Yeah,
red.
yeah. Anyways. All right, Dragon, you want to set up the order here?
Well, do you understand these rules as I have explained them to you here today?
I
Yeah.
mean, we've been playing this thing for like 4 months. I think we get it.
It's legalese, Tiki. I got to be sure.
Yes, we understand. We get it.
Sign our name on the dot.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the randomizer.
Okay. Set it up, Dragon.
Oh God, please don't be
Just
first.
to make sure things are completely random, we got all of our contenders listed here. We're going to get them random. We're going to stick with whatever order this thing spits out at us here.
Don't be first. Don't be first.
All right. In 1, 2, 3. Sandy, Gabby,
Oh
Tiki.
God.
Hey, Sandy.
All
no,
right, I've
I'm
got
first.
the upper hand. I've got
Darn
the
it.
upper hand.
Yes, you do, but it's a little bit better that it's not me.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to write this in the chat just for the record.
Right, I'm writing it down on the note just to make sure.
So first up is the
Character. Disney character.
Well, I'll
Okay.
take us. I'll cue the rounds.
Okay, should I just say what all I have to say about it, or just a small portion, save everything for later?
Well, first of all, we're just going to announce what you've picked. Once I go around, I'll just go to round 1, so we can just. Yeah. All right. Which
right.
Disney? Okay, question number 1: which Disney character best represents the American spirit? Now, with this question, I want you to think of, what.
I have Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Let him set it up. Let him set it up, Sandy.
Oh, I'm sorry, he paused. I thought he was waiting. Go ahead, Dragon.
With these characters, you got to think of what America should be with these characters. That's really what I want you to stress with this question. Why these characters represent what America should be. So we're going to go around. Everyone's going to share what they have, and then we'll go around again, and then you'll really just get into your opening statements. All right?
Yay.
Everyone, just say what you pick. Sandy, you go first.
I chose the mouse. Mickey Mouse. I chose Mickey Mouse.
Okay,
I chose Donald Duck.
Gabby.
And I chose Paul Bunyan from the short film of the same name.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Sandy, opening statement.
When you think of Mickey Mouse, you think of an American culture. He's a universal icon, but that doesn't hinder the fact that he also, above anything else, represents Walt's American dream to achieve success in what he loved. And he did it. He built that studio, he made those movies, and entertained those people, and did it all because of this simple mouse.
All right, Gabby.
Okay. I picked Donald Duck because he became so well recognized and realized as an American symbol during the war in 1943. So he already became a well recognized and known American symbol so long ago. So, yep, that's me.
Okay, Tiki, Paul Bunyan.
All right, so obviously Sandy and Gabby have gone for the prime meat on the table, and I'm going for a deep cut here. I'm going for something that's obscure, but I hope through my argument is going to win you over. Now, Paul Bunyan, what is more American than the largest of all of the folk tales? And I'm going to save most of my points for the argument itself, but Paul Bunyan is a character that just defines the American dream. He defines the American spirit. It's a truly inspirational tale about moving with the times and creating America and literally becoming an American symbol in yourself. It's an incredible tale. Of course, Paul Bunyan has the voice of Thurl Ravenscroft, so that adds to the mix. Tony the Tiger himself. Like I said, I just think the mythic quality that the Paul Bunyan character possesses as the short goes through its 17 minutes just really is inspirational. Like he makes all these landmarks and whatnot. I have a lot to say about it, so we'll get into it with the shots being fired, because I know you guys are going to take my shots. I'm just going to be ready to defend them.
Okay, fight it out.
I'm waiting.
You go first, Sandy.
All right, well, Mickey Mouse, this is the mouse that not only changed the life of one man completely, that named Walt, of course, this is the mouse that changed America forever. He has changed the country forever, not to mention modern-day entertainment. When you think of Mickey Mouse, what do you think of? You think of Disney?
I think of a sellout.
I think of a company that really.
Yeah, I
just
think of
wants money.
corporate shilling. I think of corporate shilling. When I think of Mickey Mouse, I think of a character who was fun when he first started and who in his heyday with stuff like Fantasia was really at the height of this game, but then got bastardized to a point where the Disney company doesn't even know what to do with him anymore. He's neglected to the Mickey Mouse Club on Playhouse Disney to like lull babies to sleep. Dragon, I'm sorry.
This is all coming from a man who likes the name Bunyan. the piece of skin that grows on the back of your foot.
Wrong
Okay,
guy.
what does that have to do with it?
I have no idea how that's okay. So Paul Bunyan,
Not even
like
spelled-
I said, the story of Paul Bunyan is that Paul Bunyan, through his height and through his might, created the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone Falls and all these different things. He paved the way for the colonizing of America and the expansion west. And then when modern technology got the best of him, he went and he created one of the most iconic natural wonders of the world, which is the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights. I think the story of Paul Bunyan and Babe going through America and creating America and creating the heartland of it, and then becoming the Northern Lights at the end, it's beautiful to me. The color work by Ivan Earl, just the music by the Mellow Men, it just all sums up to create just this perfect vision of the American frontier and how one man, one larger-than-life man, came to define it. God bless Paul Bunyan. Yeah.
You could ask 99% of Americans what they think of when they think of America, and none of them would say Paul Bunyan.
That's not. I mean, that wouldn't be their first choice. I mean, I do have to give you props. Paul Bunyan is a very well-known character, but I don't. When I think of an American spirit, the first person I don't think is, oh, it's Paul Bunyan, the really tall man,
Right.
who chops down crab. I mean, that's like the last thing I would.
Okay, I
probably-
want to address the tree chopping down thing because I know that's going to be a criticism of Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
And just through the context of the short, like I said, it's not that he's chopping down trees because he's a madman. He's like, they're great. I'm going to chop down trees because they're in my way to getting my frosted flakes. No, he's chopping down the trees because he's paving the way, because he's expanding the West. And he's doing that much like Johnny Appleseed and much like other American legends. By the way, folks, every day at the Walt Disney Family Museum in July, you can see American legends in our theater. Plug.
It's funny you say Johnny Appleseed because Paul Bunyan is on the exact same scale as Johnny Appleseed. You never see them anymore. They're just there chopping down stuff.
Okay, I want to talk about Donald Duck for a little bit because
Go for it. I
Donald
know.
Duck is definitely the thing about him is that they made him into a joke. Like, to me, it's a little bit offensive that they put this character in the war, and then in the 1950s, they basically created Chip and Dale and his nephews to fuck with him and essentially make Donald Duck this angry guy, and that's what we know Donald Duck as now. That's the big character trait of Donald Duck, is the anger. And I don't think that's very fun, and also I think it's offensive to PTSD victims.
I can understand where you're coming from. However, it seems more realistic.
If we're going to shit on the auction scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, then I'm going to go PC. I'm this episode's SJW, all right? If it wins me the debate, I'm SJW all the way.
But like I said, I mean, Donald Duck did become an American symbol during the war, and even the New York Times called him a salesman of the American way. So, I mean, yeah, Donald Duck, I understand we know him as this bitter, angry, whatever, but I mean, I don't think it's exactly shitting on PTSD because a lot of people who have PTSD could have a lot of anger or act the same exact way. I do agree and I understand that his cousins, or his nephews sorry, they sucked and they ruined everything. But when I think of Donald
And the only
Duck,
good thing that Chippendale have ever been involved in is the almighty majesty of Chippendale's treehouse.
I was just about to say the treehouse. That's it. That is it. But I mean, I don't see anything negative about Donald Duck. I mean, yeah, he can be a little angry, but I mean, who isn't angry?
He's a dick.
Especially in America
He's a
these
dick.
days.
Okay, so what are you saying? So are you saying that Donald Duck is the reason why America went downhill? That he was this angry symbol for America, and that's what America aspired to be. It's all a trap, Gabby. It's all a trap.
Hey, no, the mouse is a trap. Okay, if you want to talk about
I think you and I can both agree. Fuck Mickey. Mickey is a corporate shill that the company has no idea what to do with. He is a symbol for American greed and capitalism. Fuck that guy.
Okay, Paul Bunyan chops down wildlife. He chops down live trees.
Okay,
Do you see him hurt? Do you see?
okay,
I'm sorry. Do you see him hurt any animals in that film? He doesn't hurt any animals. He straightens out rivers.
Yeah, not on screen.
Not on screen.
A lot of Disney characters play different characters, so the USA's Donald is a good American.
Mickey lives in his little house on his little street with his little dog.
That's what I'm
He gives
saying.
the
That's
dog
what I'm
food.
saying. Mickey Mouse more or less retired in like the 1930s. Like he had his heyday, and then he just like goes to do these super bland and boring cartoons throughout the end of time.
I'm just gonna be blunt with you. When I think of America, I don't think of Mickey Mouse.
I think when old timers think of America, I think when people who have a song in their heart and people who know of the American past, Paul Bunyan is one of those figures that is larger than life and that really calls to mind the spirit and the ambition.
Not many people think of what you think of with Paul Bunyan. A lot of people think of what I think of. Some random ass guy chopping shit down who's tall as fuck, and that's it. That's as far as it goes.
Paul Bunyan is lovable. Paul Bunyan is an inspirational figure. Paul Bunyan is wonderful with animals because
he's a terrifying giant who chops things down.
Terrifying. I mean, Sandy, wouldn't you agree the one thing you think of with Paul Bunyan is just some tall as fuck dude chopping shit down and looking kind of moronic in a sense?
Yeah.
I don't think of anything positive.
I don't. Okay.
Okay, well,
I know I sucked on that one. I know I sucked.
It's okay, I did too.
I was talking myself in circles.
I completely understand that feeling.
All right, let's go through the feedback wagon here, and then we'll confer with Jacob. Then I'll make a ruling. All right.
Feedback wagon.
Okay, Sandman.
What's up?
Okay, well,
we tore you apart, dude.
Sandy, I think you started strong with the fact Mickey, he's responsible for building Disney. I think it was a great way to open, but honestly, I think it's almost like you left your queen open for attack. I didn't really hear I didn't hear much defense or build or more additional build to Mickey aside from the fact that he built Disney and Disney's an American institution. That's really all I heard. I would have liked more about that. I think it would have been a little bit more won over by that. So that's kind of where I'm at with you. I think you started strong, but I think you kind of petering out as it went along. So we'll see how that's.
I forgot to mention WWII in that.
It's what?
Yeah, WWII the guy who co-created Mickey.
Oh.
Kind of a Bill Finger situation, anyways.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Gabby. So.
Oh God, I know.
So Gabby,
I think you're gonna win straight
what?
up.
Oh God!
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think you got this.
Well, quite literally, I'll be the judge of that. So continuing on. Okay. All right. So Gabby, I think you had a lot of excellent saves for Donald when attacked. So I think you had a really strong defense because Tiki was really laying into Donald Duck there. I think the thing I'm most proud of Gabby for this round is the salesman of the American way. I love her pulling that fact and also refuting the PTSD insults.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, like Tiki attacking. Yeah. All right. So, but at the same time, I really didn't hear a lot about just Donald Duck the character. Her just I'm sorry, I'm trying to find how to word this here, because again, you did speak of America, which is what I asked for. But at the same time, I would have, from all of you, honestly, I would have liked to hear a lot more about the characters than themselves. Because
this was a hard question.
Yeah, it was.
Well, getting to Tiki, then, to the transition with that point. So Tiki, I think Tiki's biggest failing was that he talked more about the short than I feel he did the character. But it's a tricky territory because the character is somewhat of a myth. So again, it's kind of the story is the characters. I understand why that's a little difficult. However, I do feel Tiki had a lot of passion for Bunyan. He had a lot of passion for Bunyan. He really defended it. But yes, at the same time, he was a little repetitious as well as repeating the same points for Mickey. So I'm really torn. This race is obviously between Gabby and Tiki this round. So
sorry, Sandy.
I'm sorry, Sandy. Again, I think I just pushed on. Unfortunately, I think you kind of KO'd this round. But let's hear from.
Right.
Sandy, when one of your best arguments is like his name sounds like something that's on he said, but the whole Bunyan argument.
Which Sandy, by the way, that Bunyan joke. I'm not poo-pooing the Bunyan joke. I just wish again it had been more. You had more facts and more of a stronger case on the other ones. I think the Bunyan thing would have played better.
That's just what I think of when I think of Bunyans. Okay.
All right, Jacob. Why don't you weigh in here, Jacob?
So
between Gabby and Tiki, how you feeling?
I pretty much. I was going to say I agree with you on Sandy, definitely.
Well, thanks, Jacob. Some great friends you are. Stab your friend in the back.
That's not what he's doing. He is a.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I have to be unbiased here. All right, but honestly, I kind of agree with what Dragon says. I mean, Tiki did make some strong arguments for Bunyan, but Gabby also made some good points about Donald, and the whole PTSD argument was kind of like thrown into nowhere, like you're just pulling something out of your hat.
It was, wasn't it?
I mean, yes, it might have PTSD, but it really doesn't. It's kind of like a negative continuity kind of thing, where it's not like something that like really relevant in a way.
Fair enough.
But Gabby, I mean, I honestly don't think you brought up. I mean, some of you. What I'm trying to say is like. He didn't have a lot of strengths. I mean, he had a lot of things to fire against Paul Bunyan, but sometimes your kind of defense fell against Donald. I mean, some of your arguments were great, but you kind of should have had like a bit more, in my opinion. Okay, Dragon, it's up to you.
All right. So here, just to kind of wait on this. Going into this round, I mean, as it was unfolding during the fight, I was going into it. I was really convinced I was gonna weigh one way with Tiki, but I gotta tell you, Gabby really surprised me during the rounds. I mean, I was really sad. I was really gonna give it to Tiki for the longest time, but I think Gabby was really strong in the defense. She refuted his points. I gotta give it to Gabby. She really fought hard in this one.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, really close though.
I have a visual representation for Ezra in this game.
Oh, what's that?
Hold on.
I'm scared now.
How do you plead? How is this a fair trial? Our lawyer is a Morty. It's not fair. You have no rights and he's not a lawyer. We just keep him here because he's fun. Look at him go.
Look at him go.
And Sandy's revenge is that there was a glare on the screen, so apparently no one saw that.
But you heard it.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
Okay, on to round two.
Oh God, this one's hard too.
Okay, best wartime Disney short. Now, before we begin, I just want to give everyone a helpful hint. What I want you to do in the opening, in your opening statements, we're going to go around, we're going to share what you picked, then we're going to do the opening statements. When we get to the opening statements, I want you to summarize your short a little bit. I don't want you to go crazy, just make it all entirely a summary, but like describe it for the folks out there who may not have seen it.
Sure.
Like remind us of why yours is great, and also like kind of some of the really cool stuff. Like a lot of details in the opening statement is what I'm asking for you. Okay, so let's go around, just kind of get the names of what we've picked. So Sandman.
Education for Death.
Mine is Reason and Emotion.
And mine is the good version of Chicken Little. The one without Spice Girls.
What are the Spice Girls in Chicken?
Yeah.
They sing Spice Girls. It's like a dumb karaoke thing they do.
That was a pretty
All right.
bad scene.
Sorry, I just kinda tried to
that's
wipe
the
my
scene that
mind.
sticks out to me in Chicken Little for
Agreed.
some reason. Anyways, no, I'm thinking
Okay.
of good Chicken Little.
Good. All right, so let's okay, Sandy, give us an opening statement. Give me a recap a little for us.
Okay. Well, honestly, education of death. It's education for death. It never lets up. It's continually dark, sad, and unfortunate. And I've never known Disney to do something like this. Something this dark, something this just depressing. And honestly, I think that's why it sticks out. I think that's why it's the best, because it's not like the others. It stands out, and it's not the common happy-go-lucky Disney colorful cartoon that they're known for making. Cartoons they're known for making. Oops. I'm done.
Well, Sandy, again, like anything, can you summarize what happens in the thing a little bit?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Well, yeah, basically say all you just said, but also again, like describe it for the folks out there who have not seen it. Like, what's the gist of it?
It's basically just the life of a Nazi soldier from birth, being trained and educated in the way of the German government and Mein Kampf and all that stuff back in the era of World War II. So basically, it's just rise and fall of a German soldier.
Okay, Gabby.
Mine was reason and emotion. Reason and emotion is basically two abilities in a person's mind. And the short story shows that from birth, we only have emotion until reason, quote unquote, moves in. And we're run off of either reason or emotion. So the whole point is we need to have them balanced equally. Or, as the short says, we're running like a Nazi who is going off of emotion solely with no reason, and we don't want to be that way to fight the good fight. And that's it.
Okay, Tiki.
All right, so 1943's Chicken Little. This is an expertly crafted Disney short because it plays against expectation. At the start of it, it's your lighthearted, it's something like a silly symphony. It's introducing all the characters, it's going through, you see this villainous fox character, he's outsmarting the chicken. But then the brilliant thing about this short is that it slowly starts to seep in that it's a parable for the Nazi machine, and that the fox is preying on the things that the Germans fell prey to, on pride and on I'm not summarizing it well, but basically the fox is an allegory for not just Hitler, but for the Nazi idealism of the time and how it engulfed the German culture, and how the German culture couldn't even do anything about it because it was so sly and it was so cunning. And it just got under everyone's skin. And Sandy, reason and emotion might be dark, but this has the darkest ending of any Disney short ever.
Yeah.
All right. What?
Were you addressing Sandy or addressing Gabby? Because Sandy's is education for death. Gabby's is reason for emotion.
I'm addressing Sandy.
Well, yeah, but you said reason and emotion.
Oh.
Reason for... There, sorry, yeah.
I've never seen the Chicken Little short.
What?
That's your fault. It's like 8 minutes long. Why didn't you do research?
It's more like 10 minutes, but...
Oh, still.
Shame.
Okay, that's my opening statement.
Okay.
An education for death is bleak all around, but Chicken Little is lighthearted until it builds to that climax where you get that gut punch in the end, and that, to me, I think is a lot more effective. All right, that's it.
Okay.
So, so remember, guys, going into this, about the transition into the fight here, I just want everyone fresh in their minds. Remember, key word, wartime Disney short. Not just like, why is it the best Disney short? Why is it the best wartime Disney short? Okay?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Fight out.
All right.
Okay.
I think that looking at it, an education for death is just, it's way too bleak, and I think it almost accomplishes its goal too well because it's hard to watch and it's hard to sit through. And
It's too dark.
And I would think that a kid watching this in school would just be horrified and traumatized and like, you know,
It's too dark.
yeah. Whereas Chicken Little, as I said, I think Chicken Little is the best of both worlds. I think it's got a really, really dark message to it. By the way, Sandy, since you didn't watch it, you want me to tell you the ending so you're caught up?
Sure.
The ending is that the fox leads everyone to his cave, and then he closes the cave door. The narrator's like, "Oh, folks, don't worry. Nothing bad is going to happen." And then it cuts to the fox, and he's all fat, and there's a bunch of fucking chicken bones laying around everywhere. The end.
It's not that dark.
Well, literally, it's kind of a field of chicken. You know, like the wishbones from a chicken. It's kind of planted like tombstones.
Literally, it's both. I think that the thing I like about Chicken Little so much and why I picked it is that I think it works so great is like it's both a short that, like I said, it kind of wills you into a false sense of security a little bit.
But
And
that
then
seems a bit too much. I mean, with Reason and Emotion, it has everything that a short like this should have. It's got amazing comedy, fantastic animation, and it has meaning to it. So it's not the fact that it's so much lighthearted, but it has meaning. Like, it's fun, but you still like get touched. Like, okay, I understand that with Reason and Emotion, you know, they're able to fight the Nazis because they're working with them together.
The thing with Reason and Emotion, Gabby, is you're saying, you know, if the little kids are watching in school, they're going to get too carried away with all the bright colors and little dancing
That's
and
not
things
true.
like that.
I didn't get... No.
Maybe it was Tiki who said that. I don't know. But...
no, I mean, yeah, I said that if you're watching an education for death in school, kids are going to want to freaking just hide under their desk and burn away. It's
too depressing. While with Reason and Emotion,
it's not effective propaganda because effective propaganda makes you want to watch. Effective propaganda draws you in.
And I felt that Reason and Emotion did so. And
Gabby, let me talk about some big problems.
Wait, no, Tiki. Gabby speaks.
Okay.
With the Chicken Little, I did agree that it did have its lighthearted moments, but at the same time, it does lead you to a false sense of security. So you think everything's fine, and then all of a sudden, before you have enough
Gabby,
time,
that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. That's what makes the short so effective is that false sense of security. It's trying to emphasize the effect that Nazi propaganda had over German culture and how, you get lulled into a false sense of security and then it is too late. So thank you, Gabby. That's exactly what makes Chicken Little so effective.
But at the same time, it feels like it's a bit too much because of the false sense of security, though. Because it's not an effective war short due to the fact that it just seems like it's a bit too much.
It's an ending that sticks with you, and at the same time, it is dark comedy. It's not like An Education for Death, where it's just bleak and there's no comedy in it whatsoever.
There is comedy in it. Yes, there is.
You mean like the fucking random Viking girl squeezing Hitler between her tits?
Yeah,
you mean like that comedy, Sandy? That comedy that seems completely out of place?
It really was. Honestly, I think that part was even the worst part. Not even the fact that it's just so dark, but there's just this random part where this big-ass lady with blonde hair is just going around. In the shorts. I mean, it made no sense.
When did you guys watch the short? How long has it been?
I watched an hour ago.
An hour ago, yeah. Dragon, do I have permission to talk about Reason and Emotion now?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I think you guys are missing the point. Never mind.
Wait a second. Wait.
Oh my god.
All right, Tiki, go.
Okay, Reason and Emotion. I think the film sends some very mixed messages. I was a little uncomfortable with with the flirting with the girl and everything like that.
But you have to remember the time it took place.
I understand the time, but that doesn't. Again, Gabby, I'm the SJW here in the room. Remember that. And then what got to me more
clarification on that term, Tiki. What is that?
Social justice warrior.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, Gabby, the thing that made me genuinely uncomfortable was the whole like the overeating thing. I like that to me took up a lot of screen time, and it was just like I don't get if it's supposed to be a gag or a parable or a little bit of both, if it's a dark joke.
Although I do agree that it did take up a little bit too much time, at the same time, like I said, at that time, that were the things that was the emotion, quote unquote, that no one wanted to let run loose. So for the male, the emotion is basically treating women with disrespect. Or with women, it was overeating so that their cute little petite figure went overboard. That was just the time. Obviously, the time we live in now, it's completely different, even though there are some guys that can still be shady and some girls.
So it's fat shaming, Gabby. It's fat shaming in the time we live in now.
Well, like I said, the short has to do is not doing with the time.
Gabby,
now
I don't think
before.
this short is aged well. That's my whole point. I think Chicken Little has this timeless quality about it. And also, I want to get to, before R2D2 goes off, I want to get to the most troubling thing about Reason for Emotion for me. And that's that the film has a very, very mixed message at the end, where it's essentially like when emotion overwhelms reason, you become a fucking Nazi. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I'm good speaking from the heart here. With my autism, emotion controls me a lot of the time. And I understand that the film isn't trying to say that I am a Nazi for following my emotion more than my reasoning. But it's just, like I said, I think reason and emotion, all three of the parts have this social state. Like with Chicken Little, the only thing you need Leonard Maltin on with Chicken Little is to be like, hey, yeah, this is a little dark. With reason and emotion, it's like, yeah, there's some like touchy social
But at the
things
same
here.
time, though, Tiki, like I said, just to be blunt with you, at that time, just to be blunt, autistic people were looked at very poorly, as well as people with depression, anxiety, addiction. I mean, it was looked at way more poorly than it is how people are now. People are more aware that autism or things of the matter, it's not Satan, it's not crazy, it's human, it's life. But
okay, but what I'm saying though is it's the effectiveness of the propaganda, and I think Reason and Emotion has a mixed message. Whereas I think even though Chicken Little might be the most subtle out of the bunch, I think its message is quite clear, and its message is that.
But Reason and Emotion is quite clear because, like,
well, as I said, I think there is just this argument where it's like I still don't really understand what they're trying to say with like, yeah, and to tell you the truth, Gabby, it also feels like 1/3 of it is propaganda and then the other 2/3 are just like, look at this cute little cartoon. It's a little uneven in that respect.
Well, no, because
that was Chicken Little. I mean, it's about a little chicken. I mean, the meaning and the moral and everything behind it can be kind of confused with these little colorful chickens and fox and whatnot.
As I said, Chicken Little has a build to it. You start out in a very innocent place, and then about halfway through, you're kind of like, oh no, is this going where I think it's going? And then by the end, you're completely like, like you're with the narrator. You're like, okay, this looks bad, but it can't end that way, right? And then it ends that way. Like I said, it pulls you into the mindset of what it's like to be in a situation like that. Whereas, as I said,
it doesn't make you want to change anything. Well, with Reason and Emotion, Reason's job is to think, plan, and discriminate, whereas Emotion is to be a fine, strong emotion that loves its country, freedom, and life. With Chicken Little, I mean, all you get at it is, okay, it's a cute little cartoon, la la la. Oh shit, people are, what the fuck is this?
Well, I mean, I don't think the ending is so shocking. Like, it's not really that gory. I mean, you see, like, wishbones.
Oh, it's not as bad as freaking Education.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
hold it. I want to hear from Sandy. Sandy, you're saying something. Go on.
Education for Death is very, very educational. Whether it might be just a little bit too blunt in what it's doing with its whole overly dark tone and whatnot, but it has its moments, and I think there were a lot of people back then who didn't know what to think of the entire thing. They didn't know what Germany was or what they were doing. I think it gave a very, very. I think it does give a very clear explanation of what exactly was going on and what exactly was happening to the people, or more specifically, the soldiers and people in school.
Honestly, Education of Death made like, if I were living in that time and I watched that short, it would make me want to shut it off and watch something cute and sweet.
Like Chicken Little.
Like like Chicken Little. That was funny. It was just too dark. Even if it was quote unquote educational, something for a little kid or for a teenager or
That's
something
what I said,
getting ready
Who
to
says,
fight.
who says this is for a little kid? No one says this is for a little kid.
I didn't just say little kid though. I said anyone for a little kid, a teenager, or anyone who's ready to fight. Obviously not a little kid. They're not going to want to watch it. It's just too much. It's just too much. Even when I was watching it, like maybe a quarter way through, it was just like, what the hell is this? This is just too much. Not
It's just
to mention
really oppressive. It's
the
got this really oppressive tone to
lady.
it.
The blonde freaking lady, it should not have been added. There was no point. It wasn't funny.
There was a point. It may not have been funny, but there was a point and reason behind it.
Oh, and then what was the point and reason?
Hans learning in school what exactly Hitler was doing for Germany, aka the blonde lady.
So,
God.
Suck it.
All right.
Thing?
that was horrible.
That's a doozy of a round there.
You're right.
Yeah,
You were
it was.
horrible, Gabby.
I didn't say I was.
Hey.
Whoa.
Keep it
Fighting
simple.
words.
Fighting word.
Yeah, them's
Leave
fighting
it on the
words, man.
battlefield, not in the deliberations. Yeah. Okay, let's go around the bend here. Okay, Sandy.
Yes.
I want to say this. I think Sandy had the best pick. I'm going to say that right out the gate here. So I think out of all of them, I think Sandy just had the strongest pick, and I think he's laying some good foundation. He was attacked, and I think we had I wish Sandy was a lot more vocal in the big. Because really, again,
Defense, Sandy. You need defense.
Yeah,
I
your
think
defense
Sandy
at one point was blah.
I did think Sandy was waking up towards the end there. That's not that I mean that is offensively, but I'm saying it was like he got the smelling salts. He was
Waiting for these people to stop talking. It's all Chicken Little this, Chicken Little that. Reason for emotion.
That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta get in there. You gotta get some elbows in there, buddy.
No holds barred.
But again, I think Sandy was starting to find himself towards the end. And the only question is, was it too late or not? And were the shots too detrimental? But again, I think Sandy put up more of a fight than the first round, so that I'm impressed by. But again, strongest picks. So we're going to see how much that carries Sandy going into the deliberations here. Moving on to Gabby. So Gabby.
Oh no. Yes.
All right, let's see.
I take my defeat.
Oh, come on, you defeatist little pixie! You come on. All right.
You call her a
I
pixie?
think Tiki really hit upon a weakness in yours,
Mhm.
Gabby. The mixed message. I think with the flirting, and I did think you defended yours. It was a byproduct of the times. I felt it was a little repetitive though.
Yes.
Then again, it was a back and forth argument. So how repetitive? I can't remember.
It was.
I love, again, Gabby, I think the strongest thing with you in the Disney debates is you really hold your ground. You can't knock this girl down. That's the thing. You can punch her all over one day. She will not go down. However, here's the thing, Gabby. Well, I do think you stood your ground. I think you started really strong, Gabby, too. I want to make that clear. I think you probably came strongest out of the gates looking at here. I think you just kind of you were most solid coming out of the gate. I did see some gaping holes in some other arguments I wish you had taken. I think, against the other two guys. So we'll see. Again, we'll deliberate here. Okay, Tiki.
Yo.
Okay, let's see. So again, Tiki, you had, of course, you're the big your secret weapon on this was, of course, the ending. And you did pad that properly, yes. I would have liked to hear a little bit more about the setup, and at least a little bit more about kind of how the Skyfalling connects to the World War II themes. Just a little bit more.
Okay.
Again, I think it covered. I'm going to say I think you had the best recap I was looking for as well. So you had the best. You had the best recap. You had the best opening, and Sandy, I think, he had kind of the best kind of.
Look at him go!
Yay!
I'm kidding, Sandy.
At the same time, I think Gabby did at least get while Gabby didn't take as many shots as I think she should have against yours, I do think she at least got a few interesting ones that I think kind of slowly might have like loosened some screws on your big metal machine, so to speak.
Okay.
And I think when Sandy woke up, he really took a really big shot with the whole confusing the moral with chickens. I think that was really strong.
Not when I woke up, when they decided to shut up.
I'm sorry. I mean, with
It's a debate.
versus
It's a
the
debate
action.
for
I
a
didn't mean you
reason.
were on the job, Sam. Sorry, bad comparison. My point is, when Sandy was really getting into it, he was really kind of getting his digs in. I think he had like a really kind of a surprising blow to Tiki, like right across the nose, if you will. He had this. You confusing the moral with chickens. I think that was a really strong way of kind of summarizing what kind of Tiki I think might have been missing in his argument a little bit. So again, let's do the wild man here. What do you got?
The wild man. I like that.
That's a good one.
Don't get wily on
Where are you
this,
coming
Jacob.
down on this?
All right, well, I honestly have to agree with a lot of your points there. I mean, reason and emotion, I have to agree with the whole point at the end. I mean, it does have some. You did say that's like you mostly talked about for that one, your defense against the reason and emotion was like the connotations it has now, but where the point was, what was it best during wartime?
I can understand that, yeah.
So I mean, that doesn't really hurt the argument any. It's just like that was just like them missing one of the major points of it.
No, I get you.
Even though back then it probably could be seen as a bit on the nose or a bit, questionable. Even then, I can see that. Considering it's definitely more reason. Education for death is definitely the more blunt one. I mean, it's definitely one of the more scary examples of like more of the realism ever in these cartoons. And Chicken Little definitely I mean, it's not something that people are gonna pick up immediately until if it was that definitely does make sense. I mean, you should have you mainly talked about the ending, Tiki. I mean, you didn't build the whole leading up to why it's like that. You didn't say
I talked about playing into the emotions and playing into the the subtle manipulation.
Yeah, but you didn't talk about the comparisons to Mein Kampf or how Foxy Loxy more.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
How Foxy Loxy was more this actually was a Hitler an allegory for Hitler, and how the psychology book actually was was originally supposed to be a Mein Kampf book. I looked up the trivia. It was actually originally supposed to be that way.
Yep.
So, until I still think. So, Danny, you definitely did falter in the beginning, but you did you definitely got your second win near the end. I mean, I will have to give you props for that. You need to have more of the defense. I will say that.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty much all I have to say, Dragon.
All right, here's what I'm coming in. Let me just give some perspective here, just kind of celebrate the ending of the round as well. I'm going to say this. I'd never seen these three shorts before. I've researched them once everyone kind of submitted their picks, and I had watched these, and I had kind of an expectation going into which one I thought was going to win, which one I kind of judged personally to be the best. Bear in mind, of course, all three were really good. I want to make that clear. All three were really good, and this, of course, is based on the arguments. I'm just saying I had an expectation going on which one I thought was a deadlock, and I was really surprised this round, very much so. I think there was a make or break moment in this argument that really kind of solidified my pick. And as I was going back, kind of going over my mind while Jacob was, also pointing out some good stuff I have to agree with, and Jacob hit upon what that moment was. That moment was, essentially, it was the Mein Kampf thing that Jacob's point reminded me of something I kind of took from watching these three shorts, and a lot of them were kind of preceded by Leonard Maltin talking about them.
Oh yeah,
and Leonard Maltin making some excellent points, because that was they released a wartime Disney short DVD, and I had the openings of Leonard Maltin, if I'm remembering correctly. You kind of give him a minute of historical context or whatnot. Point is, he spoke to the Mein Kampf thing, and that kind of hit upon this thing that while Gabby really laid the frameworks for some excellent arguments, she just didn't pursue them. There was a point that I can only interpret. I didn't really get solidly, that I think would have absolutely crippled Tiki, but she didn't make it. The twist is that the lesson is death, which would have been hey, it's a little too late to learn from anything. She didn't really hit upon that. She just kind of said, said, well, the twist isn't really all cracked up to be, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I had just really hit upon that. I think it would have been her round, but I got to go with Tiki on this one. Tiki, Tiki got the point this round. And again, I thought Sandy was going to be the dead winner of this one. So I mean, I really.
And Sandy, I do agree with everyone. Like, you definitely put up a fight at the end. So
Agreed. It was very surprising because,
Try to bring that fire to the next round.
like I said in the beginning, your freaking argument was. Blah. I was like, those aren't even words.
I'll definitely admit it's better than your Bunyan argument.
Okay, we ready for
The
round
Morty
3?
lawyer's getting smarter every day.
Yes.
Round
We're
3
ready.
is a little.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm worried about this.
Okay. Round number 3. Which Disney attraction celebrates the American spirit best? And again, like the previous round, when we get to it, I would like you guys to recap the ride a smidge, just a smidge, because we all pretty much know the ride. Just a little refresher for the folks there. It's been.
To be fair, all three of these are more shows than rides. Carousel of Progress is the only one you move in.
Sorry, I abbreviated with rides, but the word attraction, so silly me. The point is, recap the attraction a smidge, and again, once you have a heart with the fight, I want you guys to. Well, the fight and for the opening scenes, I want you to hit upon like how it gives you that patriotic feeling, how this attraction really gives you that patriotic feeling. So I want you guys keep that kind of in the whole mind juices flowing. Right. Okay, so we're gonna go around and share what we got here. So, Sandy, what do you got?
I have the Hall of Presidents at Walt Disney World.
Great. Gabby.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not sure if we're supposed to have a short little thing about the ride as well, or just okay. Mine was the Carousel of Progress.
And my selection is Great Moments from Mr. Lincoln, which debuted at the New York World's Fair and is now currently at Disneyland.
Technically, so did Carousel of Progress.
Yes, but I technically, all right.
I actually went on Carousel of Progress during my trip to Disney World.
Isn't it amazing?
It was cool.
All right. Okay, Sandy, opening statement. Remember, just recap the attraction was. Give us like kind of the cliff notes, if you will. So like overall, what's it about?
All right. It basically retells the stories of some of our most inspirational leaders of the country and how America has climbed the ladder to overcome the endless difficulties our country has faced. Things that have become staples of what America is based on and what it's composed of. Is that all you need? Just a little summary of the ride, or?
Well, no, I mean that covers it. But also any like additional stuff you want to say too.
Okay, all right. I think that we can all agree that Hall of Presidents is a fascinating piece of Disney World. Walt loved his president, so this attraction obviously would have been very special to him had he been alive to be a part of it. It's incredibly patriotic. You have all the presidents up there on stage talking to you. Not to mention, the great video. They present beforehand, which is incredibly educational and very well scoped out.
Okay, Gabby.
Okay, Carousel Progress. It's basically the attraction is an exploration of the joys of living through the advent of electricity and other technological advances during the 20th century. Carousel Progress, basically what it is it's showing what the typical quote-unquote American family would be like through the 20th century. Walt Disney himself even proclaimed that the Carousel of Progress was his favorite attraction and that it should never cease operation. So it's kind of like you sit in a theater, moves around, cute little music. It's a nice ride. It's a nice, decent ride. And it's showcasing progress in American homes.
Right. Like the use of decent, just based on Saving Private Ryan recently. Just want to get that out of the way. Okay. Getting on to Tiki here. Tiki, what do you got?
All right, so Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is the first attraction that you encounter on Main Street, USA. Besides the Disneyland Railroad, it really is like your first experience. It's your first animatronic. it just sets the foundation so well for what Disney represents and what America represents by being in Main Street USA. Of course, for those who haven't been to it, Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, essentially the Cliff Notes is that you go into a lobby where it has a bunch of things like a miniature recreation of the Capitol building, old photos and letters of Lincoln, historical memorabilia, and like old portraits of Lincoln and whatnot. Really sets the stage well. Of course, there's also a little history of the attraction from when it originated in the New York World's Fair. And then you go into the theater. And every time the attraction goes, I think the attraction has a pace for it. And just to predicate my debate, I think the pace thing is what I'm really going to hit Sandy on with the Hall of Presidents. I think Mr. Lincoln is far more better paced than Hall of Presidents is, because in 16 minutes, it tells you everything you need to know about Lincoln's involvement with the Civil War. We have that stirring video at the beginning, which kind of climaxes with this great song about the two brothers on different sides of the war, one on the north, one on the south. It's a really, really stirring and heart-tugging portrayal of what it was like to fight in the Civil War. And then after about 5-6 minutes of build-up, maybe 8 minutes of build-up, the man himself comes on stage. The curtains, the second layer of curtains open, and you see him. And Mr. Lincoln is the very first audio animatronic, the very first human audio animatronic to be created. He is a marvel, and he is an inspiration for the technical, for just the man himself is an inspiration, and the audio animatronic is an inspiration in itself. And then the speech is stirring, the speech is riveting, and there's this moment that gets me every time in Mr. Lincoln, guys. Excuse me if I'm going on for a little long, but in both Mr. Lincoln and Hall of Presidents, there's a glory, glory, hallelujah build-up where the music starts to stir as the speech goes on, and then glory, glory, hallelujah starts playing. In Hall of Presidents, it really just kind of happens, but with Mr. Lincoln, there's curtains to the side of Lincoln that open up, revealing a starry sky as glory, glory, hallelujah starts playing. I might not be saying this right, like I think I'm a little long-winded with this, but the moment where that starry sky gets revealed in the theater and Lincoln's up there with his speech and the music stirs, gets me every time. I think Mr. Lincoln is a perfect Disney attraction, and I think it is by far the most well-rounded and patriotic experience that you can find at a Disney park.
All right, to the battlefield. Kill each other.
Carousel of Progress is a commercial for General Electric. That's all it is. That's all it'll ever be.
Not exactly true, though. Just because it was designed for General Electric doesn't mean that it doesn't have the American family portrayed. I mean,
it's not very patriotic, though. It's more just, American.
It's like, look at this cool shit we have.
Well,
That's Carousel of Progress is literally, look at this cool shit we have, the ride.
Yes, it is.
They didn't say what's the most patriotic.
The American spirit, but still, patriotism is a big part of that, Gabby.
At the same time, though, the whole point of this was it's showcasing progress in America, which America itself is progress. It's based on progress. So the whole point
it's not based on electricity and how far we can get with it, though.
But technology, yes, and that was one of the parts with technology and the progress of technology. That's what we as America, or as Americans, are based on progress. And the whole point of this freaking ride is to progress. And the whole point of There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow is the fact that, tomorrow is going to be another day where we can accomplish progress.
And make even more electric stuff.
I know. That's my problem with Carousel of Progress, Gabby. Like, I love the attraction, but we're talking about like the American ideals here, and you do bring up some good points. But like Ezra's saying, I definitely think that it's a little one note with like look how far. Like, technology is one element of America. But I don't know. I just think that Mr. Lincoln. Let me talk about Hall of Presidents for a minute. As I said, Hall of Presidents suffers from pacing. Mr. Lincoln gets done in about 10 minutes. What Hall of Presidents takes 20 minutes to do.
But the Mr. Lincoln attraction isn't the original attraction from the what's the word?
The World's Fair.
Yeah, the World's Fair or Disneyland. Actually.
Neither is Carousel of Progress.
That no.
And
Neither Carousel of Progress technically is not the World's Fair one or the Disneyland one.
And Tiki, let me just say that Hall of Presidents, they have to cover a whole lot more than just Lincoln's life.
And honestly, I think they kind of fail at that because while the video is good, it goes on a little long.
It goes on too long.
We get this weird little and now the abridged great moments with Mr. Lincoln. You know what that is to me? It's like, you know how Pirates of the Caribbean is shitty in Florida? Like that Mr. Lincoln is like the equivalent to Pirates. It's like this abridged speech by Mr. Lincoln that doesn't have any of the context to it. And then we get the presidents, and what do the presidents do? Do they debate politics? Do they talk about how the politics of today are different than the politics of yesteryear? No, they have a roll call. That is all they do. Hardly any of the presidents besides Washington, Lincoln, and the current president are addressed. And Sandy, I hate to bring this into it, but look at the current situation with the president. And I think this show, a big key fundamental problem with the framework of the show is how they have the current president being the one to deliver the rousing speech at the end.
They're probably not going to do a speech.
Well, actually, no. I actually have some clarification on this. So, actually, Gabby, tell me how up to date are you on this? Because I heard that there was a lot of paranoia if it was going to be done or not. Then they said yes.
We're removing all dialogue from all the presidents.
So what's the date on that news, Sandy? A month? How recent?
I don't know how recent. I know they just said that they're not going to be giving any of the presidents any kind of dialogue except for George Washington and Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, but you don't think that's to me that just addresses the flaw of it, where it's like it was a good idea, but I think Trump, kind of just railroaded the whole thing.
Because of him, now we don't get all the rest of them, and actually sitting through all of the speeches, now there's barely anything. That seems a bit pointless.
Yeah.
It just seems like they should just now close down the ride, because if they're going to take away, basically the whole freaking point of that ride was for all of them to speak. For now, only 2 or 3 of them. Seems pointless.
It's not anything he did. It's just they don't want to offend any of the viewers.
No,
yeah,
I understand that, and I don't want to turn this into a political debate. Okay, let's not turn this into politics. But
I agree.
Trump's a divisive guy, right? And there have been other presidents that have been divisive. Of course, there have. George Bush was divisive in his own way, as was Obama in his own way. But I just think I think with the Hall of Presidents, it's a good idea. I just think I think Mr. Lincoln is a more flawless attraction than Hall of Presidents is. I think
Mr. Lincoln, some of the things that he said, you can't really catch what he's talking about at some points. And I remember almost falling asleep every time I've gone in, because there are certain parts of the attraction that just don't make any sense. He doesn't seamlessly go through into the next sentence. It's like he talks about this one thing, and then he's going into somewhat of a Civil War kind of deal, and then he holds up a paper, and that's as much as I've ever gotten.
It's because the speech is an amalgamation of different speeches. That's why it's a little bit scattered.
Yeah,
but I think the reason why they do it is that they don't just want Lincoln reciting one speech. They kind of want a whole, a blanket statement of Lincoln's entire ideology, and that's what the speech represents.
Well, the original attraction had different speeches that he was already saying. Now they changed it into some thing where he's got a couple speeches, and then talks about the Civil War, and they went from Lincoln and the actual speeches that he had said, where it was more powerful, to they changed it to the bunch of random.
No. Everything that Lincoln says is still from a speech. The whole thing is that they kind of chopped up some speeches and spliced them together. So it's still Lincoln's words, though, Gabby. It's still Lincoln's words.
But there's chopped up a bunch of
Sandy, what do you got?
Okay. Gabby, you can go ahead and finish. I'll talk after you.
No, that was pretty much my point. Mr. Lincoln is the original attraction was to show the speeches that Lincoln had given, and the only reason why they really put it in Disneyland is because it was Walt Disney's boyhood, best president, whatever the hell.
Hero.
But now, hero. But now with just a bunch of cut up speeches, and like I said, at the end, he holds up this paper, which really just looks like a tamale or a burrito. It's confusing.
Okay, you know why the paper is there? Because it shows that even Lincoln is imperfect. It shows that.
As a kid going in there, I thought the whole point of that was some old ass guy was making a speech and then eating a burrito. Okay, and that was as a young
okay,
kid.
that's just you being
okay. Off the burrito thing on the Sandy.
Disney is well known for cartoons and fantasy-based stories, so I think with Hall of Presidents, I think it's really impressive to find they care so deeply about the history of our nation, as far as to build an attraction dedicated strictly to it. They put every single president we've ever had in that ride. I think that is incredibly impressive. I think that impressive. Just that amount of dedication and love they're showing for the history that our country has gone through and the different stages and everything. Yes?
I think the problem is that they glaze over so many presidents. It's like it's basically a popularity contest of who gets to speak.
No, it really is. Only a couple presidents say one thing here and there,
Yeah.
and the rest of the time
most of the
animatronics
I've noticed like barely even move in that thing.
They really
they're just kind of static.
You're kind of stabbing yourself here because you're the one talking about the pacing, but you want all the presidents to say something.
Well, they should all equally only say a couple things instead of one of them saying a good, 2 minutes.
I'm not saying someone like William, like Henderson, like I'm not saying like the obscure ones should say something, but I'm saying
you want a 2 hour long ride? Tiki?
No, like why doesn't Kennedy say something? Why doesn't why doesn't Teddy Roosevelt say something? I mean, they address those people in the video, but then when it comes time to the attraction, they're just
Sandy, if you actually sit through the attraction,
I did.
You basically
I've
you
seen
didn't.
the entire thing. I've seen the entire thing.
Okay, then you'll know that all you get is a story from Morgan Freeman, and then you get some, not all, but some of the presidents saying some generalized, half-assed thing that they think a president should or would say. It's not even real. Even with
none of it's real, Gabby. They're all
animatronics.
Every ride has all these attractions.
Mr. Lincoln is the most authentic because Mr. Lincoln is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I meant was, in defense for Mr. Lincoln, at least it's speeches and real things that he had said. While with the freaking Hall of Presidents, it's just a bunch of made-up crap that they assume a president should or would have said.
Well, they can't really invent a time machine and go back and find out what they said.
There's a lot of speeches that are recorded, Sandy. Come on now.
History.
Like, how do you think they got the Mr. Lincoln speech?
I know.
Okay,
Sandy, that's not an argument.
That's not
That is
okay.
Sandy, you are back to lawyer Morty stand.
Hold it, Sandy.
Look at him go.
Hold it.
You want an hour-long ride, Tiki? You want all the presidents to make their little speech that they found recorded somewhere?
No, dude, you're completely missing. Oh God. Okay, thank God. Thank God.
Like you're missing the point, dude.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that was fun.
I didn't even
look at him go.
I couldn't even get into Carousel Progress because.
All right. Okay, let's start with Sandy in the Hall of Presidents. Well, Sandy hit upon something I was really looking for in this argument. He hit upon the kind of the majesty of being surrounded by all the presidents and like kind of the detail and just kind of again really looking for kind of how it celebrates kind of the American spirit best, and it gives you that feeling. So I think Sandy was hitting upon that, and that was a big benefit of what he was.
Oh, Dragon, you
Hello?
muted yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm here. Sorry. Sandy was on my point. Sandy was on the money with what I was looking for. I just wish more of his time was devoted to that because with everyone in this argument, I think everyone was a little repetitious.
All right.
Yes.
That's something everyone's kind of a little guilty of. There, Tiki attacked you with some pacing issues, which I will say this: Sandy defended himself well with the pacing issues thing. That could have been crippling, but Sandy held his ground on that. So I'm proud of Sandy for that one. And I think now here's one other thing with Sandy before I move on here is I think there's certain points, especially with the mention of Lincoln here. Again, the big showdown I was really waiting for with this fight was Sandy and Tiki. And I would have liked a little bit more of that because basically what Sandy was scratch the surface of is that you get more bang for your buck with Hall of Presidents versus Lincoln. I didn't hear that argument. I would have loved to hear more of that, but he scratched the surface on it. He kind of laid the pipe to get into that argument, but he didn't quite go there. So. Anyways, the point Sandy did a good job here, but in the end, there also were some crippling things. I think the thing that will either sink or save Sandy was the kind of the ending of the fight there, the ending before the bell went off, the bit where he the whole like we can't find out who said what. That was the we can't find out what the presidents have said in history. That was really.
That's not what I meant, though.
I'm sorry, Sandy. That's egg on your face. But again, let's see how it goes. All right.
That's not what I meant. I know you can find out what they.
Dragon, you can just go right past me because there was little to nothing even being able to say, and I already know I lost this one. Exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Either give it to Tiki or something. You don't even have to talk about me because mine didn't.
All right, come on. Let me talk about Gabby a little bit.
No, we already know I failed. Let me just take the fail in honor.
Oh God!
Come on. Look, just to give Gabby a few points to say, I'm not trying to give her a deep point. I'm just giving her some.
She only got shut down, Dragon. There's nothing to talk about.
And anytime I tried to defend it, it just got brought back to freaking Lincoln and the Hall of Presidents. So I said, "Fuck this shit." I'll just
I can just give credit where credit's due a little bit here. She started strong. I think she started strong with Walt's favorite tracks, and she hit upon the thing again. Sandy was also hitting upon the American spirit angle of the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically kind of showing
I think you had some really good defense about my whole General Electric commercial thing.
Yeah, I knew someone was going to bring that up. And I'm like,
oh yeah, of course.
This basically kind of came down to two things Gabby hit upon again. Basically, progress was the biggest saving grace of her argument. Bring up, progress is the American spirit. That was really strong. It made me feel, it gave me that patriotic feeling I was looking for, writing that statement there. And I do feel failing those that when you mentioned the song could have been your kryptonite to some of the other ones. I mean, that's a super memorable thing about Carousel Production. It's a great.
Well, and I said the song.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You said it, but you didn't really that's the thing you throw back in someone's face.
Right, I think.
Like you just said, and that song again. That was like feeding into the progress things. I'm saying you had some strong points at the same time. Tiki kind of got you with the one note.
I should have sang the song. Giving me 5 points. I know all the words.
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
Tiki.
No, Tiki.
Yo,
let's just again. I wish Tiki really hit upon the history of the ride a little bit more. I mean, what I'm saying is. Like the fact there are a lot of really great fun facts about Lincoln, about how they actually like a molding of Lincoln to work off of. This is really proud how he brought this actor on to voice Lincoln, how he came back. And there's a lot of kind of extra cool stuff he really could have added to the.
I mean, to be fair, I think my backstory was pretty long-winded as it was, Dragon.
But I think you did. I think you did really well.
Yeah.
I was actually expecting you to win it.
All right.
Let's see. I think I love how Tiki lingered on that moment in his opening. That was really.
Oh, I'm glad you like that.
Well,
however,
backstory.
I do feel there were some significant shots taken at Tiki's though. That's where I'm kind of coming down on. Is that there was basically with the splicing argument with Lincoln's speeches. That's the thing I think was a little might have been a little detrimental here because Gabby kind of made the point that kind of waters down the importance if we're not just like sticking with you think as much as you built that kind of thing, the glory, hallelujah. Imagine how much more powerful that'd be based on one speech versus an amalgamation. I know you made your points. So I'm just saying so I'm a little mixed on that. So we're gonna see what comes in. Jacob, what do you got? Where are you coming down on these three guys?
Tiki won! Yay!
Not you, the other one.
Gabby, come on. It's like I'm talking to myself.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Fun fact, though, as wasn't able. The Hall of Presidents was actually closed when I went to my trip.
And it's still closed.
It's going to be till they figure it out.
Yeah.
I love that way of putting it. Until they figure it out. You know? It's like the best kind of it's like the best PC answer you can give. Well, you gotta figure it out. Why can't Disney put that on like the big, those big kind of like blocks they put around the thing? Like, yeah, we're working on the inside.
Till we figure it out.
Anyway, Jacob, go on, handicap.
Yeah, I mean, all of them made some compelling arguments. Except, again, you guys really didn't give much time, Gabby, to defend hers at all. Quite frankly, most of it was attacks towards either Hall of Presidents or Mr. Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you didn't make that argument for me when we were talking about cartoons, Jacob.
I did make that argument. And
No, you didn't.
It was brought up.
Okay. I'll trust you on that one.
Anything else, Jacob?
You pretty much said everything that needed to be said. Pretty much anything I would say would pretty much be just a retread of what you were saying. You pretty much nailed everything.
All right. All right. You know what? I think it was a strong fight all around.
I think it was too. Yeah.
Would like maybe to hit upon some more bits for all of you, but I'm gonna give it to. It's really close between Sandy and Tiki here, but I'm gonna give it to Sandy. Believe it or not.
Oh wow! Three-way tie. Holy shit! Okay.
Yeah, that's a three-way.
Why is that, Dragon?
Yes, that is because again, Sandy's bringing kind of he's bringing that patriotic he's bringing that patriotic kind of not just patriotic but the American spirit. He's bringing the vibe I was looking for, but also he really defended himself well. And I think honestly, it's the thing that kept being thrown in your face the whole the runtime thing. You really held your ground well, and I got to give it. I think he kind of defended himself. He's been taking notes this whole episode here, and he's starting to pay off. I think it's
starting to pay off.
I really do think he held it really impressively. So, and again, Tiki had some shots taken in by Gabby, and I think that just kind of Sammy's the last one standing on this one.
They grew up so fast, Morty.
All right, so we're going to go to the break glass in case of emergency question.
I'm very curious how we do this because I think this is the first time this has happened.
A three-way?
I think it happened once before,
but like in a context of 3 questions.
Oh, crap.
Anyway. Okay, so what are we doing, Dragon? What are we doing?
Okay.
Oh no.
Here's what we're gonna do. Best. Just an additional question. Best victory in Star Wars: light side over dark side. Give me a moment from. Give me a memorable battle from Star Wars in which the light side, are good guys. Whether again, it can be. It's a little vague. So like any good guy versus any bad guy for your sides.
Okay.
You're like in terms of your bad guy, basically the good guys winning over the bad guys, and that can include Sith, Empire, First Order, whichever is like. Give me a battle from Star Wars in which our good guys triumph. You got to tell me why it's the best one.
Luke versus Vader.
I mean, it's got to be the original Death Star blow up.
Okay, so let me get this down here. Okay, so Gabby, you got to be more specific. So I need to.
Okay, when Luke finds out that Vader's his father,
Okay,
and they're
Gabby,
wait.
That's Gabby. It's
what?
You can't use that. Gabby the good guys have to win in that one. Luke, he survived.
I'll go with when Luke cuts off Vader's hand. That whole fight scene there.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Gabby. And Sandy kind of took that from me, so it has to be the good guys. Like Luke he's like, I'm your father. He jumped. He kind of.
He basically attempted suicide.
I guess my point was at the end when he basically was defeating his father, and then when his father pulled off the helmet, kind of deal.
Well, that's Jedi.
What I meant.
That's not what you meant. You said when he's his father.
That is what I meant.
Well, I already took it. So you had to give some notes.
I'm sorry, Gabby.
From the prequels, Obi-Wan and Vader before he was Vader, when he basically cut off his legs. Yes. When he cut off
the
his legs
Mustafar.
The Battle of Mustafar.
You can't win that again.
To the high ground.
Got the high ground.
And a necessary impression of it, but yes.
It's like the one time in the whole
Tiki.
prequel trilogy that Ewan McGregor goes full Scottish. I got the high ground.
Tiki, I have a question for you.
Yo,
You like Star Wars?
okay. Dragon, just really quick, Dragon. How's this going to
Come
work?
on.
Is this going to be like
Come
the
on.
weakest person gets eliminated?
Well,
Come on.
Because it's a 3-way tie, and we need 2 people to go to the speed round. So I want to clarify how this is going to
remember,
work.
if just whoever wins this point, then it'll be the person. Oh no, crap.
Yeah. See.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes. So the weakest person's whatever. Yes, exactly what Tiki said. The weakest.
Sure. Just taking my idea and making it your own. Sure. I see how it is.
All right. Okay.
Oh, God.
Tiki had a great idea, like the little thing from Lego Batman. All the great ideas I've had, and then we're gonna
You
get
can
Tiki
just
a point
throw
for
me on-
collectively.
You can just throw me on the
Okay,
board
so-
now because we all know how this is gonna go.
It's like good ideas, Dragon. Dragon so many to everyone else one.
Okay. Is that satisfied? Does that satisfy everyone? How we're gonna do that?
Yes, but is it going to be a speed round or a regular debate?
Well, we don't. We can just do the fight. We don't just, you can just fight out in which you would just save time. So everyone's kind of, everyone pretty much knows these moments. Again, just, Mustafar, cutting off.
Okay.
Yeah, we know these moments.
I'm just going to jump right into it. There's no better moment in Star Wars than the moment the Death Star blows up. It is the quintessential. There's so much about it. There's the whole, there's Han Solo showing up at the very end. Like, you got this, kid. There's use the Force, Luke. It's just so triumphant. And of course, at the end with the medal ceremony, it's a perfect way to cap off the movie. We didn't know we were getting more Star Wars movies. And then that happened. And, while it's a victory, it's just a great victory, like for the first bit of the story, because of course things are going to go dark in Empire. But this is the great sort of like, yeah, we can do anything. We can take the whole Empire down. All right. We're just jumping.
Yeah, we're just fighting it out.
Right?
Everyone's, it's kind of like, there's everyone just, fight it while yours is better than the other one.
I mean, with Mustafar, I just don't really think it's really that much of a victory, to tell you the truth. Because Obi-Wan survived, but he had to utilize his best friend, and the entire Jedi race is practically dead.
I lost my other idea. You think I had a better one? You think I don't know this?
To tell you the truth, Gabby, I was kind of weighing my options between the 2 Death Star blow-ups, so I think you could have taken the other Death Star blow-up.
I just don't think that the Death Star blow-up is really that triumphant. Like, in the sense of, it's not that interesting, and it reminds me of Star Trek, the original ones where when you see the freaking, the ship, you see the string hanging on it, it's just the bad effects. That's all I think of when I think of the Death Star blowing
I do not
up.
think the Death Star is a bad effect. I
think of the
strongly
bad
disagree with
effects.
that. Gabby, they had to hand make that whole trench.
I know,
all right?
and I give
that
it to
whole
them.
trench is not a visual effect. It is there on screen.
I know, and although I do agree with that, most of the time I agree with that, but there are just some times that it looks so stupid. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Okay, let's talk about Ezra. Ezra, you have a decent moment, but it kind of has that same sort of confliction where it's not necessarily really a victory. Yeah, because like Vader, it's less Luke defeating Vader, and it's more Vader kind of defeating the dark side. And also, I'm sorry I have to point this out, but this moment falls prey to what I consider to be by far the worst addition that George Lucas has ever made to any of the Star Wars movies, which is when Vader is like, no! When he tosses Palpatine down the thing. It's like, I know that's not in the original movie, but like that moment just stings the memory for me. It just, I think that's a perfect example
I get
of...
stuck on the fact that he cut his hand off. How is that a victory? He lost a hand.
Well, he had to, or Luke was going to get decapitated.
He still lost a hand.
It's a robot hand. It's not a real hand, Gabby.
So?
It's not hand. It's a robot appendage.
Hand. He still lost it.
So as I said, like it's
He
a
lost
small
a claw
personal victory that comes at a cost. Whereas I think the Death Star blow up is just a victory all around. It's a fist pump moment. you know, it's basically like the equivalent to blowing up the ship at the end of Independence Day. You know, it's like
Tiki, with mine, it's more subtle. It's a more of a subtle victory because it's like you said, it's conflicted. Okay, it's conflicted. You know, you have Luke's shirt opening up. You know, really revealing that the inside is white. You have that sliver of white on his chest. It's revealing this whole different side to all of the characters here. Vader and Luke. You know, when I say characters, you know, Palpatine gets defeated. You know, Vader finally realizes what he's been doing wrong and how he needs to fix things. Luke finds in himself that he is headed down a very dark path if he continues to kill his father. All these different conflicting emotions, it just leads, all builds up to a great victory at the end.
Doesn't feel like a victory though. It just
yeah, I mean, Sandy, you're saying like look, if you guys want an America fuck yeah victory, like if we're gonna really be in the spirit of the 4th of July, then Americans blow shit.
Oh my god!
Up.
You did not just bring that into this.
Okay, Tiki, yeah, you think mine isn't a victory? How about yours, Tiki? You killed millions of people on that.
Oh, what are you gonna use the Kevin Smith, like the construction workers argument? Are you gonna throw that in my face, Sandy?
No, I'm just gonna be blunt here. The fact that they were evil is, I mean, they were evil. They were never going to change their ways. So, I mean, them blowing up, because bruh.
They were getting paid to be evil, really? Gabby.
It was basically killing Nazis. It was killing Nazis,
That's
Sandy. If given the choice, would you kill Nazis?
Yeah, space Nazis. See, I'm not a big fan of the whole blowing up thing, but at the same time, I don't think of basically, you know, Luke and his dad shit. It's not so much a victory, but
it's Spielbergy and daddy issues is what it is.
It actually kind of is.
Yeah, but guys, I need to hear more about Mustafar here.
No,
more about Mustafar.
we know I lost.
Like I said, it's just like I'm trying to go easy on Gabby because I don't necessarily think it was fair what happened to her. But it's not a victory in the slightest. It's like this is literally the end of the Jedi. Like, how is that a victory in any way, shape, or form? There's no victory in that. Obi-Wan barely escaped with his life. He's now scarred. Like, this encounter is the thing that turned Obi-Wan into a hermit and made him and Yoda both go into exile. This is not a win for the Jedi in no way, shape, or form.
Victory would be in itself because of this event that Obi-Wan did become a hermit, and because he became a hermit, then later he was able to help Luke because of his
So basically what you're saying is that the shitty events of your fight eventually led to my awesome America fuck yeah, let's blow shit up moment.
It led to
I'm catering to the masses here, people. We all want to see shit blow up, all right? And can I also mention the camaraderie of that Death Star fight? All the people working together. You know, that is really like before Rogue One. That was truly the closest thing we had to war in Star Wars. The camaraderie, the brotherhood. We didn't get much screen time on people like Porkins. You know, but we loved Porkins, and we were sad when Porkins died, you know? Much like we didn't see Vin Diesel much, but we were sad when he died.
Wait, what? All right.
I'm comparing Porkins to Vin Diesel.
We're like, what?
Okay, Gabby, I need to hear you like kind of talk about yours a little bit more. Let me hear some good things about Mustafar.
I just got to be honest with you. Like, I'm at that point where I've given up, so I'm trying so hard to fight, but I'm like, I picked one. I hate the prequels with like a passion. So
you picked something from them
because I literally felt like I had no other choice.
All right. Endor fight. What about the Endor fight?
Okay, hold it. Let me. Okay, is everyone okay?
I pretty much said my piece.
So am I.
Yeah, and I've given up. So just throw me on the board.
All right. Well, does everyone feel Gabby had a fair shot at it?
No, I think Gabby should have gotten the original. I think I genuinely believe her when she said she meant to say the original.
I did.
I genuinely believe you when you say that, Gabby. So that's kind of why. That's the only reason I'm a little conflicted.
Right, I'm just gonna
Get-
be blunt with you guys. I'm going through a lot of stress and emotional pain like this past couple of weeks. So when
How
I
I feel
am
worse.
no, hold on, just let me explain the reason why I brought this up. So when I go through something that's really hard for me, it's really hard for me to pay attention and to stand my ground on something or to be very dedicated in something because I literally just feel like I want to die. So if I've been a little kind of emotionless throughout this whole debate, it's just because I'm going through a lot right now. So I'm having a hard time.
Aw.
So I'm sorry if I've been a little lame.
No, you're fine, Gabby. You're totally fine. I'm
Well, here's
sorry
the thing.
I'm sorry you're going through that.
It's okay. It
I'm-
is what it is, you know.
I'm conflicted here because I feel like maybe we should. I'm hearing consensus here. We should give her a second chance. I'm going to leave it up to Gabby. Okay, we'll give her. Basically, I don't know. I know how foolish it sounds, special Evan. I mean, I'm almost debating a do-over of some kind, but
We don't have time. We literally.
No, we
Do you
don't.
want to just randomize it?
or you guys? Would you guys?
I think the whole Star Wars thing in a 4th of July debate is kind of what the heck.
I don't necessarily feel that way because like I said, I was very much trying to play on the America fuck yeah with mine, but I would be for the Purple Rock of Death if you guys are for the Purple Rock of Death.
Purple.
Sure.
What? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I have no idea what the Purple Rock of Death is.
Okay, so it's a Survivor reference. So we
You're
put
right.
all three of our names into the randomizer one more time, and the person who comes up first on the list is the one who is eliminated.
Oh.
All right. So
Yeah.
is everyone signing up? Does everyone sign off on this? You guys think?
I think
maybe
it's the
a
only
fair
way we
shot?
can.
I'm
All
okay
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Everyone get your torches ready.
Let's see.
All right,
It's really
so,
only
let's get the randomizer up, and folks, it's a first for us, so we're gonna.
Yeah, Purple Rock of Death.
Does that mean we get to show our faces writing each other's names and
God.
talk about why we
Yeah.
think they should be eliminated?
No, we're not gonna be that cold about it.
I just want to say,
Survivor
just the fact that it's come to this just speaks volumes that this has been a really competitive debate. So Gabby, you have nothing to feel bad about in regards to your performance. I
really do feel bad because I feel like I could have done so much better.
No,
but-
I think all three of us have kicked ass tonight. I really do. So, all right, you guys ready for this?
All right, folks.
This is gonna be so.
In 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I know.
Oh shit! Damn it!
Tiki has been eliminated, so Sandy and
Okay.
Gabby go to a speed round.
All right, well, I get to control the stopwatch then, and I don't have to worry about it. So,
Oh my god.
I think
folks,
this might be the first time that I've debated and haven't made it to the speed round.
Ooh.
Well, not by winning, just by randomizer.
right.
So,
Yeah.
oh god.
Oh, that's priceless.
Okay, so just to tell the folks at home where we're doing the speed round this time, we're going to cut out the rebuttal. So what we're going to do is just 50 for 50 states. It's going to be 30-second opening and 20-second rebuttal. All right.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, so 30-20. Everyone got that?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait. I'm sorry, Dragon.
What?
One thing.
Yeah.
Is it 1-1? Is that the score?
It is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is 1-1. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Anyone's game.
Yay.
How many speed rounds? 5?
5.
All right. Okay. Okay. Best Sam Eagle appearance in a Muppet movie.
Oh god.
Who's Sam? Oh, it's Sam the Eagle. Okay.
Hey,
I
the Patriotic Eagle. Weirdos.
So in a Muppet movie, you got to use an example. You got to use which Muppet movie best use Sam Eagle. Whoever speaks first must go first.
I'm gonna take the Pirates.
Okay,
the
Sandy.
Treasure Island.
Yeah.
It.
Whew.
I loved his role in that movie.
Okay.
There's a choice here for me that's very obvious, but I won't say what it is.
I know what I would choose.
I'm just going to be blunt with you guys. And don't judge me too hard. But I've never seen any of the Muppet movies.
Oh,
I'm feeling
Wow.
so much judgment, but I'm holding
can
it.
I just jump in and fight for Gabby?
Actually, that would be a good idea. Will that be allowed? Because I've
It-
never seen any of them.
If Jacob says yes, it's allowed. Jacob, what do you?
Okay.
I don't see why not.
All right.
Okay,
let's go.
Muppets Most Wanted.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna pick.
That was what I was also going to pick, but I'm not fighting. So
I definitely would have picked Muppets Most Wanted.
Thank
Okay.
you, Tiki, for
okay, so Sandy, you
Of course,
go
of
first. Remember, 30-second opener, then 20-second rebuttal. Okay, Sandy, go 30-second opener. Whenever you speak, whenever you want to start.
Yeah.
Gotta love that dead air.
You know, that's actually a song.
He has a cool hat.
What?
The clock is ticking, Sandy. Go. Go.
What?
Wow.
He's Sam the Eagle, and he gets thrown overboard in a lifeboat. Then he comes back. His character is there.
What?
My confidence is completely shattered now that I'm dealing with someone who's actually familiar with Muppet movies.
Look at him go.
I'm sorry, I'm running lifeboat in my notes here.
Okay.
Talking about Treasure Island?
Yes. Okay.
Muppets Most Wanted is a star-making turn for Sam Eagle. He gets paired up with Ty Burrell, and they have this back and forth dynamic that is just absolutely infectious. It's a classic buddy cop scenario. Sam the Eagle is the cop who's trying to pin the murders on the Muppet weirdos. So in a way, it's Sam the Eagle trying to hide from his past. And it's the perfect character arc for him. So much good comedy.
Wow, I sucked.
Well, you got 20 seconds to fix it all. No pressure.
Dude,
He's the first mate to Captain Abraham Smollett. Smollett, you gotta enjoy that name, Smollett. He's adapted as an action figure. I'm surprised.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just glad he's not fighting for you.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Hey.
I'm just
I'm gonna be cocky and literally only use 5 seconds of my time.
Oh well, thank you.
We're just gonna let the clock move down.
What do you mean up?
Sam the Eagle is a sidekick in Muppet Treasure Island and Muppets Most Wanted. He's a whole subplot. I just got cocky there. I just got super cocky.
Well, with Sandy's point,
Wow, we're really gonna go there. We're really gonna go there, Dragon.
would you just like me to skip to what the ruling is?
Please.
My only defense was that he's an action figure. Okay.
Point goes to the Gabby.
What point?
You're welcome, Gabby.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I didn't have to try very hard. But...
No, I will forever be in your disc.
Like I said, Dragon, what point did he make?
Oh man! Oh man! Wow!
Yeah, it probably makes more of a point.
I was gonna say
saying
he
what one
opened
point
by
was.
describing him aesthetically with the hat. That was gonna be. See, guys, I have this is very embarrassing. I'm gonna actually turn it over again. Jacob's gonna have to put on the captain's hat here for a moment because I'm gonna give the question and Jacob's gonna take us through, and I will be back ASAP.
Okay.
Very sorry. Okay, so which Disney character would make the best Uncle Sam poster? Okay, this round's all on Jacob. Jacob, it's on you. Take captain's hat. Okay, good luck.
Okay.
Uncle Sam?
So basically, an "I want you,"
Oh God.
like a recruitment poster.
Oh God. I have an idea, but I hate that character so much, so I'm not even gonna list it.
Which one is it?
I'm not gonna tell you because then you're gonna use it.
What? I already know which one I'm using.
Then say it.
I'm just kidding. I actually don't.
All right, come on, guys.
It's a
Trying.
speed round. It's called speed round for a reason, guys.
You know what? I'm gonna put 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah,
I know I'm right. I mean, I know I'm
that's
not.
how it works on movie fights, and we need to speed this thing up. So,
That's very
I
true.
mean,
Okay,
I know I'm not-
I'll go with Genie.
Genie, okay. Gabby,
I'll go with Mulan.
Genie versus Mulan. Okay, those are two solid choices.
That makes sense.
All right,
Okay.
Ezra, you spoke first, so 30 seconds whenever you're ready.
Oh crap!
All right, Sandy, you go first. Ready when you're ready.
Here we go again.
Do.
You never had a friend like me.
That was awesome.
Come on, Sandy.
I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to say it.
Yeah, that's Sandy. You've got 10 seconds to start speaking. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm starting the clock, Sandy. I'm sorry. You know what? Sandy, come on. I don't want to do this to you, man.
I honestly, I do not know what to say. I honestly have no idea.
What? Bruh. You picked the character.
I know because I was pressured.
Okay, do you want me to fucking step in and fight for you, Sandy? Are we gonna? How about we do that now?
Okay, Genie cares for the well-being of everybody. Okay, he's a good guy, so I think it's only fitting. That he be placed in that position of an "I Want You" poster instead of Uncle Sam. He's he's lovable. You can't help but love Robin Williams / the Genie. He's always there to fight for you. So why shouldn't you be there to fight for him? I'm done. I'm actually quite impressed with myself.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So, Mulan, obviously, we know she fought in the war, so we already know where she's coming from. She is a self-confident, independent woman who not only does she care for people, but she obviously saved China, so she obviously has a care for her country. So I think Mulan would actually make a perfect Uncle Sam. Although I know it's not, China, but she cares for people, therefore it kind of makes sense to put her on a poster.
Aha. Okay. Sandy, 20-second rebuttal.
Oh snap. Okay. Genie cares about everybody. He doesn't just care for China, okay? Tiki, Genie probably doesn't even know what China is. He loves America. And he loves extremely. He's somewhat biased in his choices, but he loves everybody.
That's 20 seconds, Sandy.
Wait a minute. Before we start the clock, I just want to say one thing. Genie wasn't even in America. I mean, I didn't just say she only had a love for China. I said because she's shown her love for China.
Genie flew to America when.
This is all right, Gabby.
Okay.
Your turn.
He used his magical Aladdin powers.
Shut up.
Sandy, it's her turn.
All right. Mulan proves to be fierce physically and mentally, as well as self-reliant, impressionable, and persistent. So she has lots of strength and agility. Therefore, she would actually make a perfect role model for America and for a "We Want You" kind of poster. And plus, she's a woman, so it kind of makes it more badass.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, Jacob, how you coming down on it? I have some opinions too.
Then,
Doesn't know what to say.
okay, I'm still starting to reel all this in.
Dragon, you missed it.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I think Sandy's opening. Hold on, Jacob. Let me just. I think Sandy's opening statement was honestly like the first 30 seconds were a little bit stronger than Gabby's, but then he just like Sandy, you could have recovered from the China thing. Like I get what you were trying to say with that. You could have recovered, but instead it just like derailed the time on your clock, and Gabby just struck back so hard. So for me, I think like it was close in the beginning, but I think that last rebuttal was just
That last rebuttal would just be rebutting what I already said, so I didn't know what to say, and I knew you were just getting angry at me if I didn't have anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Where did you even get like he wasn't in China, he wasn't in America, he was in the Middle East for crying out loud.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, not that. Sure, like.
Well, Agrabah to be exact.
That's what I said.
He never exactly explained why he'd make a good Uncle Sam kind of character. Like
He has a beard, doesn't he? Does Milan
I mean,
have a beard?
I do think Sandy did have some good points where like Genie's approachable. Genie's kind of the guy you want to, you would kind of like follow Genie into battle. He's a fun guy. He is kind of like, as we were talking about with the propaganda debate, you know what I mean? Like you want a fun character.
Yeah, he has a big chin and twisty beard. How could you not love that?
Right. But as I said, Sandy, I'm sorry, but the whole China thing just sunk your argument.
yeah,
It sent the whole thing off a cliff.
We know that the Genie's been globetrotting. That's all I caught the. Sorry.
The reason why you said that is because I said that Mulan saved China. So if she could save China, she cares enough for people that she would obviously make a good leader.
All right, we're not really debating, but yeah.
No, I was telling Dragon what he.
Okay.
No. I get I was there for like the rebuttals on. Well,
Oh, okay.
I caught
didn't
the
know.
ending of the opening statement. So.
Jacob.
Jacob, what do you got?
In short, Gabby definitely made the better arguments as to why it would make sense for Mulan to be more of a Uncle Sam kind of character. I mean, like someone with personal experience. I mean, Uncle Sam himself is a fictional character. It would actually make sense. And Mulan is actually based on an actual, at least in folklore, at least as well.
Uh-huh.
So it actually kind of has a historical context to back it up, which I'm surprised, which you could have really used in your argument, Gabby.
This is true.
But I still have to give her the point.
Okay.
She definitely had the overall stronger argument, especially the second part.
Okay.
Okay, so we're at 3-1 right now. If Gabby
Yep.
wins this last debate, if Gabby wins this last question, it'll be 4-1 with 2 questions. So Sandy will be out. Sandy, you have to catch up.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. I'm just saying this could be for all the marbles right here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sandy.
Don't be sorry. I put myself.
Don't be
in
sorry
that.
just yet. He has one more chance.
All right, Dragon,
Okay.
you're taking back over the reins, right?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks.
That's fine. That's fine.
Anyway.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Which, in the spirit of Christmas in July,
Oh God.
which is also which Disney, also in the spirit of Christmas in July and Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Oh man.
Oh God.
No, please, no, wait, what? I haven't even seen that.
The Frozen short that they're going to be
Oh.
releasing this
It's in
year.
front of Coco. They're putting it in front of
Okay.
Coco.
To be
So what-
more exact,
What's,
yes.
what's the question?
Okay, which Disney film should get a 22-minute Christmas special aside from
God.
Frozen?
Wait, which? Oh, I see. Oh, gosh.
Oh God. Uh,
Do you mean just any Disney film, or does it have to be recent?
No, any Disney film.
I think the thing I'm stuck on is some of them already have.
Well, sure, anyone that find a non-pre-existing Christmas special. Again, like not Frozen, which has already gotten one. So like any
Or like
again,
Toy
22-minute
Story.
Christmas special. Well, yeah, Toy Story and Frozen are off the table.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I think Toy Story would be off the table anyways because it's Pixar, right?
Well, I'm saying anything under the Disney banner, which Disney Pixar is.
This is kind. I'm just gonna be blunt with you guys. This is
Does it
kind
mean
of
Star
a
Wars
hard.
is off the table too?
Sure, what?
Does that mean Star Wars is off the table too?
No Star Wars, no Marvel.
I'm just gonna be blunt with you guys. I think this is gonna be a hard one though because like there's a bunch of Mickey Christmas ones. There's Princess Christmas ones.
Yeah, you can't really debate something without going into a full-fledged pitch. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well,
Dragon?
I'm just saying, like, which film? You don't have to tell me, like, which film has like the more potential for that. I guess that's more to be more specific.
Oh, okay.
I need a pitch necessarily. Just like which film should?
Yeah,
get
you
one,
guys don't
like
have
Frozen
time
got
to do a pitch.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a character that hasn't already done a Christmas special. Ooh, Jungle Book.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Okay. Interesting choice.
Oh wait, live action or animated?
Animated.
Okay.
Mary Poppins.
Oh,
Live action.
Oh man. Oh.
Live action.
Okay.
Both are
Okay.
I thought Mary Poppins was live action.
It is. I'm saying it'd be a live action Christmas special.
Okay.
Okay.
both very interesting choices.
Ezra, can I clarify something with you before we get into it?
What?
Is this going to be like something like hypothetically from the 60s, or is it going to be like?
Let's say this was in 1965 or 1966.
So it's not connected to Mary Poppins Returns. It's connected to the original film. Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify that. So we're doing a little time travel. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Whenever you're ready, Gabby.
Yay. Oh crap, I picked a sucky one. God. Okay, I did. I just couldn't think of a good answer. All right, well, defending something shitty.
Isn't it that bad?
Okay, so for the Jungle Book, I mean, you can have a cute little scene where, they're celebrating Christmas in the rainforest, and you've got Baloo, and, you've got all the other random characters, because I don't remember all their names. Okay, wait, here we go. Okay, you've got, King Louie not being a dick.
What?
All hanging Christmas gifts and... That is still not what I meant. Damn it.
Now you know how Sandy felt last time.
No, honestly, this was a hard one because, like I said, there's a lot of Disney Christmas specials. So I was trying to think of one that didn't have one.
When you're ready, Sandy.
Yeah, I guess. Jim Chimney, Jim Chimney, Jim Chimney. Okay.
I think the whole Banks family household Christmas party with the family has a lot of potential. I'm not exactly sure what the story would be or the plot or anything like that because that's obviously isn't a pitch. But Mary Poppins herself wouldn't exactly make an appearance per se. It would more revolve around Bert and the kids, which I think in and of itself has a lot of ground to work with there, since they're all very interesting characters and have a lot of space to work with.
Jungle Book, for a Jungle Book Christmas special. You could have Baloo, Mowgli, King Louie, all of them just gathering around together, saying Christmas stories and roasting quote unquote chestnuts or whatever they have in the jungle. Then handing each other Christmas gifts, hanging up decorations. It all being wonderful and Christmassy. Right?
I'm just picturing Bert drawing Christmas scenes in the sidewalk. I think that's a great image in and of itself. And the kids, of course, they wouldn't be able to transport themselves inside of the drawings because Mary Poppins wouldn't exactly be there. Who knows? I mean, I guess you could. It depends on what the circumstances are and what's going on. I think just that image. I guess I'm done now.
I gotta say, Sandy really sold me on the Christmas chalk art. That was, oh man, that was a good selling point, Sandy.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Jacob?
I have to agree on that one. I do think that Sandy had the better argument. Yeah.
Obviously.
Actually, I really want to see that happen now.
I know, right? even if it's like 90-year-old Dick Van Dyke. That
I know. I know.
I think Sandy backpedaled a little bit on the with Mary Poppins is going to be in the thing and not be in the thing, but on the whole, I think Sandy won it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
all
so
right, you're still in the Sandman.
Yeah.
2-4, or wait, no, 2-3, 2-3. Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say, I don't have a 4.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay. This one's gonna be tricky. This one's like kind of fast on the draw one here because you guys are gonna. This is basically one of those questions where believe it or not, there are two characters in the Pixar universe that have the same exact name. We've never addressed it. No, it's not Martha.
Martha.
What's going on now?
There are two characters two very patriotic characters in the Pixar series of films and all the Pixar universe, and they have the same name. So I'm going to clarify these two characters. I'm going to clarify which film they are from. Now, after I say the second one, whoever says that's when you jump on. You claim which one you want to defend. All right.
Oh God.
Okay, so they're both have the same name. So I'm gonna say this character from this versus this character from that, and then you're gonna pick one. All right.
Oh God.
Okay.
To me, a real quick draw.
I have no idea who these people are because I can't think of characters with the same name.
I can't either.
This is a fun piece of trivia. Okay.
God.
Right. I'm surprised you never knew this one, Tiki.
Actually, I might know this one, but
All right. You ready?
I might actually know this.
Okay.
Sarge
Yes,
from
I
Toy
did.
Story
Oh, okay.
versus Sarge from Cars.
Toy Story.
She got it.
Because I knew, I was like, wait a minute, it's Sarge. Durr.
I mean, Sandy, you have Sarge from Cars.
Oh God. I feel
What about
bad
Sarge
for
from
Sandy.
Cars?
You have to tell why which Sarge is better than the others.
Oh,
And just to clarify for the folks out there, Gabby has
To be fair, I don't really think this is an even fight. I really don't.
That's why I told you it was a quick draw.
Oh God.
But still, I mean, again, Sarge is fine. We talked up Sarge during the Cars 3 thing.
I guess.
Okay, so Gabby, you're gonna have to go first, and again, the time constraints. So, which Sarge is better than the other?
Okay. Well, 1, Sarge is better because it's from Toy Story. 2, he's loyal to Woody and under his orders send his troop on different missions. Most commonly, he sends them on missions. Okay, Sarge is, I don't know, he's strong-willed and he's loyal. I mean, that's as much as you have to really say. And he's from Toy Story, so it makes him even better. I really don't have anything else to say. I mean, I don't have any. I'm literally trying to think of something.
Yeah, Sandy, you're not down and out. Think about it.
Okay. Sarge from Cars is the stereotypical army pissant. He's annoying, and I don't like him. He's a jerk. He's a jerk to everybody, and he's there just to be another car.
Oh wow!
I'm done.
What? Sandy, your guy is that Sarge.
I know.
Okay.
Do we even need to do a rebuttal?
You can't debate the two sergeants. The Sarge from Cars is obviously a lot more insignificant than the Sarge from Toy Story.
You can defend that, Sarge.
I don't necessarily think that's true. I
haven't seen any of the Cars movies in years.
And neither have I, though.
The Sarge from Toy Story wasn't really that significant of a role either.
The Sarge from Cars has the fun back and forth with Fillmore. That's what I was hoping you would
I
get.
don't know what Fillmore is. I don't care about Cars.
I told you to pay special attention when I listed them.
I know, but that's not going to change what I've seen like an hour and a half.
Dragon.
What?
Can we do another quick draw that I've been wanting to do that I think is a little bit more even?
Could we?
Yeah.
All right, but I don't know what Tiki's got cooked up, so you're at his mercy, folks.
Okay, so during the bicentennial, Disneyland had an event where they actually hosted a presidential election, and the two characters they had running for president were the two characters. Like, basically, when I say the characters, this is going to be another quick draw. You have to tell me which of these two characters would make the best president. All right.
Okay.
So the two characters that Disney had running for president were Tigger and Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Tigger.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Okay, so just for the record, are we just gonna wipe the other one clean? Like, is that just not gonna be a point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
Okay. So Tigger versus Winnie the Pooh. Okay. For best, who would make the best president? All right, Gabby.
Okay, Tigger is energetic. Although, yes, he is best friends with Winnie the Pooh. He is the most eccentric member. He is, I don't know, he can be seen as someone who is, I don't know, quick to speak. And that's someone we need, I guess. Ooh, this is kind of tough. He prides himself in being the only Tigger, so that gives him quite an ego. I don't know.
All right, Sandy, Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, Gabby, you say he has quite an ego and he's quick to speak. Those are things that do not make a good president or a good leader.
Bro.
Okay,
Trump.
Winnie, exactly. Winnie the Pooh is calm. He's collected. He is a leader. He's the
Winnie
star
the
of his
Pooh.
own cartoon. Okay. He is not quick to speak. He thinks about what he says. He's kind to others. He makes sure everyone has a fair opportunity for everything. He is very kind-hearted soul. While Tigger just does things. Tigger! He's bouncing and he's all over.
That was beautiful. That was
All right.
beautiful.
Although Tigger may have some kind of an ego, Winnie the Pooh doesn't know what the hell he's talking about half the time. Not to mention, he actually leans more on Piglet to help him figure anything out. And I wouldn't want a freaking president who'd be like, hey, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yo, what am I supposed to do? Well, Tigger can actually figure it out on his own. I mean, I think Tigger has more of a standing than...
Okay, Tigger could figure things out on his own, but they would not turn out very well at all, okay? Winnie the Pooh would make sure everyone has an equal portion of honey, all right? And that's saying a lot because he loves his honey, all right? Tigger would just go bouncing around, breaking people's spines, probably. And the end of all his mischief. He doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
That's so not true, but okay.
Can I just make one point that I wanted someone to make when Gabby mentioned the Piglet thing? Yeah, every president needs a good vice president. Piglet would make an awesome vice president.
I'm sorry, I
Exactly.
got stuck on Pigwit.
Well,
Damn it.
Gabby, you Sandy, you didn't say that. I made
I was
that
just
point,
about to
so I
say,
don't.
Sandy, you didn't say that, so...
Yeah, I just want to say for the record, like, Sandy, I'm just pointing
know.
that out. Like, that shouldn't count towards your argument, but,
I
you know,
know.
I'm just pointing it out.
Of course.
Piglet would make an awesome vice president.
Hey, Jacob, what are you
This
coming
was
down
not
on?
an easy one.
Then, frankly, I think, man, like, though they both did raise some good points, I think, actually, maybe Sandy, I think? I mean...
I definitely think Sandy came out of the gate like he had a million things to say about why Pooh would make a great president. I was really impressed with them. I think Sandy should get this one.
Yes, I have to go with Sandy.
Agreed.
All right. Wow, just keeps going like the Energizer Bunny.
Dragon, it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with those
No, I
points.
think, yeah, I was about to say, I think he agrees.
Yeah. Okay, so it is 3-4 with
3-3.
1 point left.
3-3.
3-3.
3-3.
Oh, it is. You're right. Okay,
Yes.
so we should make this the final round then. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I got 2 doozies of questions to pick from here.
Oh,
so,
God.
boy. Ah, jeez.
Can
That's
you
your
give us the
response to
theme of the
everything.
question and we can decide, Dragon?
Make it good, Dragon.
You want to put it to a vote? You want to?
Yeah, I kind of just want to hear the 2 questions and then put it to a vote. Yeah.
Probably
All
good.
right. Okay, here are your options. Which Disney film is the American classic?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
What the hell? That's not the
Strong wording there. Oh, man.
Right?
Or, this is like another, pick between these characters type question. Best red, white, and blue character between these 2. Should I divulge which 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we have to vote on it, so.
Smee or the genie?
Oh.
What the fuck?
I don't think that's a fair fight between Smee and the genie. I think the genie is a much I love Smee,
Genie
but
would win. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Genie would win.
I think you guys should go with the American classic. What
But
Disney film?
Just to be blunt with you, I mean, what defines it as the American classic?
Yeah, Dragon, just clarify that. What are you looking for
Yes,
with
be
that?
blunt with us, Dragon. Be blunt with us.
Which is the kind of the feel good, the feel good. Like this is like when you want to show kind of the.
I think I have a good way to
a
sum
lot
this
of them
up.
are feel good.
Okay, I have a good
We'll
way
all
to
feel
sum
good.
this up. If
Okay.
any Disney film should be in the American history books is an example of above all else what Walt Disney and his work accomplished for
Which is the
America.
Apple Pie movie? Which is
Yeah.
when you summarize all the great points of America, you have to pick one for Disney. Like Disney's a Time magazine cover. Which one are you going for?
Oh, this sucks, because I know the one I'll pick, and they're just going to fail epically.
What?
I think of Snow White.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I think of, because it was...
Hold on.
Is that your official, your pick, your official pick?
Sure, I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
All right,
Um,
it's on you, Sandy.
I'm going to go with Alice in Wonderland.
Oh man. Okay.
Are you sure?
Are you
Yeah.
sure, Sandy? It's okay.
I know a lot about it. I know a lot of the history behind it.
Okay.
Alright.
Surprised
Oh,
Gabby
boy.
didn't go with Peter Pan, to be quite honest, but okay.
Well, it's not... It doesn't really seem...
Honestly, the problem with Alice and Peter Pan is that they're both very British.
All right.
That's exactly
Let's
what
just-
I was going to
let's-
say. I was like, that's not...
Okay,
American.
don't. You're arming
Why
me,
did-
Tiki. Don't arm
Okay,
me.
you guys said this was the icing on the Disney cake, not on American cake.
Actually, no. It's he actually made it to the point where it was what is the American
Oh,
Time magazine. So
Yeah.
oh.
You might want to rethink that one, Sandy.
Darn it. Okay.
that's why I was like Peter Pan. Nah.
Heck, technically, Snow White's German.
Technically.
Dumbo.
Don't. What are you doing?
Actually, yeah, Dumbo. Okay, yeah, great.
She already picked Snow White. She's got to stick with Snow White.
No, it's German. I forgot.
I'm making Sandy on. That's what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. Don't stop it.
I'm just kidding. I didn't really mean anything. Snow White. I didn't really mean anything by that, Gabby.
Okay,
No,
we're looking
I'm
at the end
fine-
result, not the.
I'm fine
not
with-
the-
Well, like,
the-
I'm
Little
fine
Mermaid
with
is-
staying with Snow White. It's okay.
Like Little Mermaid is like what Danish and Aladdin is from.
Look, we're not going to look at the exact roots of the fairy tales, all right? We're just going to look at the end result, what made it to the screens, all right?
I'm sorry, but that was funny.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. With Alice and Peter Pan, there is kind of a difference because the culture is very much rooted in both
Peter
those
Pan,
stories.
yes, because it is very English, yes.
Yeah.
And Alice as well. Alice is
I'm just gonna stick
iconically
with Snow
British.
White. It's okay.
Okay, so Sandy, it's your call if you want a second chance.
Yes, I want a second chance. Give me 1 second, though. I gotta browse.
Oh,
To Wikipedia you go.
literally what he's going to be doing.
Yep.
Ooh, I see.
For the record, I don't approve of this method.
Why
We're
not?
gonna go to Wikipedia.
Shouldn't go to Wikipedia, it's cheating.
Why is it cheating?
Well, I'm saying you should know what, any
We
Disney
don't-
film.
I don't necessarily think that's cheating.
All right.
I'm seeing what my options are.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to go to Wikipedia to check facts in the middle of an argument, I think that'd be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Bambi.
Oh, okay. Ooh, interesting.
Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer.
Okay. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Snow White versus Bambi.
Can I
Gabby?
just say I would have just absolutely 100% chosen Dumbo.
Yes, we know.
Probably would have been Dumbo versus Pinocchio for me, but yeah, it's,
Because
The
Dumbo was
malt showdown.
yeah.
I haven't seen Dumbo in a long time, so
Oh,
It's only and the fun and the only reason he's probably going to go with Dumbo is because Dumbo actually was planned to be on the Time cover, but Pearl Harbor unfortunately.
I was so afraid when I mentioned the time. I felt so. Oh man, I gave it away what he should have picked with the time.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
freaking.
sadly, other things happened. I mean,
All right, guys, let's crack this out. Let's crack this out.
All right.
Gabby's first, I guess.
Yay! So the reason why I picked Snow White is because it was Walt Disney's very first film, and it was such a huge success. So when you think of, American or whatever, I mean, obviously Walt Disney does come into mind because Walt Disney plays a huge factor, but Snow White comes in mind as well because it was the very first animated film that he had made. So that's honestly the reason why I picked it and why I thought of it. Not to mention it's got amazing scores and blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's part of my answer.
Bambi is just such a beautifully animated. It's subtle. There's a lot of drama that goes on with it, but it all keeps its subtle nature about a young deer's life in the forest, growing up with his animal buddies. I think it all has a lot of Disney charm to it, but it also has a lot of realistic elements that I think are what make up any good film. I think any film needs that, whether it's fantasy or live action or whatever it may be. I think that's why Bambi really takes the cake with that.
I also think Snow White is more American than Bambi because the film was deemed, it was culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. So it was the highest grossing sound film at the time. And like I said, I really think that when you think of America, you think of Walt Disney, you think of Snow White.
And the only reason Snow White was so successful was because people were blown away that they could be intrigued and entertained by a long animated movie like that. Not necessarily because the writing was amazing or the characters were great. It was only because it was the first animated full-length movie. Bambi, on the other hand, has its own thing going, has its own pacing, has its own style of things.
Okay.
I tell you, I was really. I feel Sandy was just about to get into it, right about to get into something, and then the time ran out on. But I was really hoping to hear, take each other down. I didn't really any shots really at the other one, except for I guess vaguely, it was one's more American than the other. Is by Gabby. It's a tough one. We have, I guess, it's really a debate of it's the history of it, which again kind of fits into the American classic. Why it would be the, but Sandy, on the other hand, he pointed out a lot of great qualities of Bambi, which I think Gabby just barely scratched the surface on. So it's really tough. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you're right, Dragon. This is really close. I think in the context of the question, though, if we were just arguing what is the best film, I think Sandy would win, but I definitely think I heard more from Gabby about specifically why it's the quintessential American classic. And Sandy, frankly, didn't really get into the Americanness of it at all. He just sort of like I said, he had a very good argument for why it's a great film, but I didn't hear much about the American classic thing. So that's where I'm coming down on it.
Jacob.
I kind of have to agree with what you said, with what you guys said. I mean, Gabby overall meant it was Walt's very first animated feature. It's deeply rooted in the basically what set America as and Disney itself as a powerhouse in animation in general. And basically, we wouldn't have any of the animated films we have today if it wasn't for the determination of Walt and his crew for Snow White. And Sandy, I mean, he did give it a great film, but why is it so cemented as the American classic? You feel like He could have like mentioned the influence it's had on.
He
so
could have
much-
mentioned the mother's death for one. That's a big part of the American lexicon.
He could have like mentioned like the effect it's had on many people, like how it's like
Mhm.
made many people like into animal rights activists in a way.
Bumby's mom, she's dead.
All right.
All right.
What?
It's some
It's
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, Sandy.
Yeah, that's-
You uncultured swine.
Animaniacs. Sorry.
Slappy. I have to go with Gabby on this one again.
All right, well, here's I'm gonna make the final rule, and then it was really close. And while I think Sandy had, I do think Sandy had a lot more. He talked more about his movie, less than the kind of the cultural impact. But the question was about the cultural impact, so I got to give it to Gabby. Gabby won.
Yay!
So that means that Gabby and I are tied up once again. 2 victories apiece. Okay. Oh, and Sandy, you've graduated from dancing monkey to dancing idiotic lawyer. So you're moving up in the world.
I guess the next move would be Saul Goodman for Sandy, wouldn't it?
Right, yeah.
I feel like with that last question, I actually could have gotten more with the fact that it had such a cultural impact that, we have theme park attractions based on Snow White, video games, and even a freaking Broadway musical.
Bambi, not so much.
No, Bambi, not so much. But
Except Bumby's mom from Animaniacs.
Yes.
Which is not really one of Slappy's strongest shorts anyway.
No.
Oh,
So Gabby, you're basically
one of
just taking
Slappy's
my
stronger
whole
shorts,
right?
but I don't want to get into that. We have to wrap this up, Dragon. Any last words?
All right, folks, if we can take one thing away from today, it's that freedom comes at a price that many great men in history have paid for, so we can have fun like this. That's the big takeaway. We can have fun like this because great men, they kind of put in the mindset of the 4th of July. So we can have this fun, and what we do on the 4th of July, we pay tribute to those men. So we must honor that always, and that's why we were able to have a great patriotic debate as we have had this evening. So
God bless America.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Operating an unregistered portal gun, radicalizing a summer, conspiring with a traitorous ring. How do you plead? How is this a fair trial? Our lawyer is a Morty. It's not fair. You have no rights, and he's not a lawyer. We just keep him here because he's fun. Look at him go.